Hi, and welcome to Rachel Art with Heart. Hi, hello, and welcome to Rachel Art with Heart. I'm so happy to see you again. Today, we are going to be learning about one of my favorite artists, YAYOI Kasuma. She's a Japanese artist, and she's 94 years old. She makes some of my favorite art pieces. She inspired today's art project, polka dotted pumpkins. This is a perfect project for Halloween or for fall. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make this project. But before we do that, what famous artwork inspired this pumpkin garland? Come on. Here's a picture of YAYOI Kasuma with a polka dotted pumpkin. She's very famous for these polka dotted pumpkins. I was actually able to see her exhibit All the Eternal Love I Have for Pumpkins in Dallas. Okay, let's get started. All right, now that we looked at what artwork inspired our pumpkin garland, let's go ahead and get started creating. All right, so now we're going to make our YAYOI Kasuma inspired Halloween garland. I have a cookie cutter, a pumpkin cookie cutter. I'm going to use this to trace pumpkins. So I'm going to get my pencil and I'm carefully going to trace all the way around to get some pumpkins. You can trace as many pumpkins as you want. I suggest at least tracing 4. That way you have enough to make kind of a little garland. So I'm going to keep tracing my pumpkins over here, and I want you to go ahead and keep tracing your pumpkins as well. Now remember, when you're tracing, hold with one hand really steady, and with the pencil, carefully and slowly trace around. You don't have to go fast. Take your time, especially if tracing is something new to you. You're just going to carefully go around and around until you have your tracing. All right, keep doing your pumpkin tracing, and I'm going to continue doing mine as well. All right. So I have 5 pumpkins that I traced up. Now I'm going to carefully cut each pumpkin out. Remembering I'm holding my scissors away from me. I have my thumbs here, my other fingers here. I have adult scissors. You will probably be using children's scissors. And I'm going to carefully cut on the line that I just traced for the pumpkins. Remembering to rotate my paper around. Rotating it around. Sometimes I find it helpful when I'm cutting out things is to cut it into a smaller kind of piece. Makes it easier to cut. There's one of my pumpkins done. I'm going to keep cutting out each of my other pumpkins. Now, to explain what I was meaning when I say I cut them into smaller pieces is like this. So there's one pumpkin, 2, but I'm carefully just cutting around. If you have a grown-up friend that's helping you, you can ask them to carefully cut your pumpkin into pieces like this. It'll make it a little bit easier for you to cut. Okay, so continue carefully cutting your pumpkin. And I'm going to carefully continue cutting out my pumpkin until I cut out all 5 of my pumpkins. All right, now I have all 5 of my pumpkins cut out. My trash is over here. I'm gonna throw away that later. Next, I'm gonna add dots all around my pumpkin, just like YAYOI Kasuma's pumpkins. Okay, I'm going to grab my Q-tip, get my Q-tip with some paint on it, and I'm just gonna do some dots going down. Like that, kind of in a line, because that's how her pumpkins kind of look. So down, down, down. Grab some more paint in here. Just like that. There we go. So I have one pumpkin done. I'm going to keep adding some dots to my other pumpkins. I'm gonna grab a new Q-tip. I'm gonna get some pink paint, and maybe this time I'll start in the middle, get some more paint. All right, so now I have all of my pumpkins. All right, so go ahead and let your pumpkins dry, and then we will finish this project once they are all dry. All right, now that you have let your pumpkins dry, we are going to grab our yarn and our hole punch. And I thought it would be fun to grab some beads. If you have some beads, we can go ahead and bead some of our garland. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to punch a hole through here. Doop. Grab my yarn or string. Probably don't need too long of it. Maybe about that long. My garland is not going to be too long. You might have made a really long garland. Maybe you have tons of pumpkins. And then I'm going to string through here. I want to leave a little bit of room on the side here for when I'm going to hang it to something. So I'm going to carefully come over here and just tie a knot like this. Remembering to have left some room over here, and then I'm gonna start beading. I'm gonna bead a little bit in between. And then I'm going to poke right back through here. from where I tied. And I'm gonna start beading. And I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot on this side as well. That way, my beads won't all be toppling over each other. All right, so now I'm gonna start beading. Bead, bead, bead. I'm gonna put about, let's say, about 8 beads in between each one. So 1, 2, 3. You can go ahead and start beading as well. I'm going to continue beading until I get 8 beads in between. All right, and then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna punch a hole at the top, grab the end of my yarn, loop it through. Some of your yarn or string might start to get like this, become unraveled. When that happens, I just twist, twist, twist like that. That way to kind of keep it together when I'm pushing it through my beads or through the hole of my pumpkin. All right, now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna tie a knot over here. If you need help tying a knot, go ahead and ask a grown-up friend to help you. I'm tying a knot because it'll help my beads and my pumpkins stay together nicely. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna start beading. I'm gonna bead, bead, bead. I'm gonna put 8 more beads. Then I'm gonna punch a hole through this one, tie a knot, 8 more beads, punch a hole through this one, tie a knot. I'm gonna continue until all my pumpkins are done and I have beads in between each and a knot on each of my pumpkins. I'm gonna let you go ahead and continue your pumpkins. All right, so now that we're at our last pumpkin, we're gonna do the same thing. Gonna come this way, tie a knot, so that way we can hang it from this side as well. So I'm gonna push that through. Pull it through. So I have a knot coming from this side, so I'm able to hang my pumpkin garland. And since I have extra string on this side, I'm just gonna grab some scissors and snip, just like that. And there we are. You guys, thank you so much for joining me today, creating our YAYOI KASUMA inspired pumpkin garland. I had so much fun creating this project. I hope you had just as much fun too. You get to hang up your pumpkin garland wherever you want. Maybe on a fireplace, Maybe on a door? Maybe you have a special art wall? I bet you're gonna hang this up somewhere really cool. Thanks so much for joining me today. I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye!